or tomorrow might be their two-game day. Apologies. And if they have their 2-game day tomorrow for the French, that is going to be massive, because England have got 2-3 game days now, and that can really be a detrimental effect if France have got a 2-game day tomorrow.
And of course, all these teams, they've also got a round-robin game opening on Saturday. So first game on Saturday, they play a round-robin game before they actually get to the knockout stages.
Yeah, and it's not unique to touch, but the amount of games that the men's open are playing this European Championships is probably the most they've ever done. It's 14 games if you make the final. Now, I've played touch since 2012 for England. I've never played 14 games in a tournament, so that is going to be it's going to be tough. When you're in that final, you want to get up for it, but if your body's saying no, then it's very much a mental battle.
Well, we're a minute away or so from tap off here. It's Germany who will start, and there goes the hooter, and we are underway. So Germany with a chance to have the first attack at the England line. England defence holding firm so far. Goes out to the right hand side, back into the middle. Oh, is he down? I think the touch was made.
Yeah, touched by Louis there.
So Louis Triez getting the touch.
This is my first sight of Germany. They want to throw the ball around, they want to spread it from left to right, so that's a nice first set, a good settle set for them, but they've got to now defend this England drive.
So England with their first drive of the game. They're going to make some changes. 3 touches to halfway. That's 4. Oh, there's a trip there, but play on called. Oh, the switch pass to Adam Brimlow, almost working from Horatio Price, but didn't quite come off. Germany have the ball again, but they're very deep in their own half.
Yeah, if one player in the England team that's going to take someone on one-on-one when there's a fifth touch, no scoop, it's Horatio. He's probably got one of the best steps here, and if you're not settled your hip square as a defender, he is going to beat you on the outside. He's then got the flick. So yeah, it was a good set, no finish, but they'll look to sort their scoop out on their finish. But then Germany have dropped it over at halfway, so it's going to be a roll ball to England here.
Opportunity for England as they have a fresh set of 6 in the German half. Good try so far. Now it will just settle down as they get towards the 7 metre. Still in the middle, it's a very patient build up from England. Goes left hand side. Oh, and it's handling error. It's obviously first game of the morning. It's probably going to take a couple of minutes just to get the cobwebs out. I
think England will be disappointed with the ending of their first 2 sets. The scoop didn't go to plan, and then they got a repeat set, and the repeat set went to ground. They could win finals, so I think they'll want to sort that out. But it looks like England have just got another repeat set.
Will Lupton just came off a bit gingerly there. He's being looked at in the sub box.
Yeah, I think he's done something to his foot. He might have been stood on with close contacts in the ruck. Being stood on is quite frequent. Dom trip on the 23. Yeah, and he dives in nice. So this is just a link quickie punish play, getting on the outside, and Dom just gets in and with a nice slide dive.
So it's England who take the lead early in this one. Dom Tripp gets the ball back and then slides through. The gap just opened up nicely for him there.
Yeah, so if anyone watched the England versus Ireland game yesterday in this men's open category, both teams were looking to just do link punish plays. They didn't want to show too much, and that's how England got on top of Ireland.
And Germany coming right back.
Yeah, nice little open side quickie there, but Louis was already on side and could chase out and get the ball, get the touch.
Lucas Makavicius has the ball again, but unfortunately they've run out of touches, and England will start again from their own 7 metre line. a lot of speed in this England team, though.
Yeah, I think that you can, like from when I've played with them, that they're definitely not running as hard as they could, but they're trying to get to halfway with minimal touches, so they've got more touches to play with at halfway, after the halfway. Here's JWS, John Weston Stanley with 32 long from Adam Brimlow, and that's a great ball by Horatio Price. It's actually just been called forward.
Yeah, I couldn't. We'll take a look at this again.
Yeah, so this is really nice. John Weston Stanley just breaks out from the 33 trying to the 32. Adam Brimlow gives the ball to Horatio, and he gets on the outside of his play. I think he probably could have got in for himself, but he's throwing the ball, and it's just floated forward, and the referee Robin Budd was right to call that.
So England still 1-0 ahead as Germany have the ball. They go towards halfway. Oh, there's a handling error, and that is going to be a gift for England.
Yeah, Germany so far, I think they've had 3 or 4 sets from their own line, and they've only made it to halfway, and then they have a handling error. So they need to get past halfway and give England a bit of trouble. Here, Dom Tripp on the outside on link punish play, drops it back into John, and the defence looks after that one quite comfortably. Yeah, I think the Germans just need to get past halfway a bit more and trying to give England a bit of trouble.
A lot of close play, a lot of close passing.
Yeah, another punish play on that link. The referees called them for not walking forward, the Germans for not walking forward, so they've got a new set of 6 here. It'll be interesting. I think they'll do the same thing with Adam Brimlow on the other side. I know they actually go for a 32 dump. Horatio Price on the short.
Touch is made, so they'll go back to 7 metres. Horatio Price and John Weston Stanley just passing. So
they're going to try exactly the same, but instead of going short, they go long. And as I said earlier, I think Horatio Price could just get on the outside of his middle as he's just done there.
So 2-0 England. Horatio Price popping the ball down, dodging his way through. And this is the start that England would have wanted.
Yes, they're 2-0 up now. Start of day 3. They're getting their minds and bodies sorted. So yeah, this is a great start for the day. And unfortunately though, England have just been caught with 7 players on. They couldn't get their far side wing on, so you know that's very frustrating from an England perspective that they've been caught with 7 on, and Germany have got a new set of 6 here, so hopefully they can look to attack the line.
They do attack the line. It's Mallow P.
Good defensive coverage here by Sam Jones. Looking rather young with his new haircut as well.
That produced a smile from Jordan Melling to our left.
Yeah, I think Sam Jones was starting to look like his dog Lola a little bit actually.
And Germany, good drive this as it comes along. Oh, I think he dodged it. Mark Davidson picking the ball up, and there's going to be a consultation between the officials.
There is.
Robin Hood goes back, and he is going to give the try.
Yeah, so we've just got the replay here. It's a bit of a scramble attack, really. They actually throw the ball into a man-on situation. Vaughan Meredith he either slips or he can't get his foot. He can't get himself closer to the ball, and the German winger just snipes in between the wing and the link to get the ball, and Vaughan's left on the floor with his hands in his head. So that's 2-1. So we've got a game at the moment. It'll be interesting to see how England hit back.
Yeah, I do wonder. It's a lot cooler today. A lot cooler this morning. I wonder if there's maybe a little bit of dew out on the pitch. There's probably a bit of moisture out there.
I think first game there's always a bit of moisture out there, and I think that was a slip by Vaughan. We won't say he misread that. I think he genuinely just slipped. So that does, and obviously there's a few handling errors to start with. As Dom Tripp just goes for a 23 again.
Slides through, I think the touch.
The touch was made. Instead of going on the outside, Dom just made a small step backwards, and the link was able to recover.
Jörg Schlossmacher making the touch. Here comes again. Louis Triez, I think, has gone over.
Yeah, so what England have done here, so they've been doing a link punish play, so the whole defence is now towards the right side of the field, so they're all compact. So as soon as Louis dumps the ball, he actually splits away from that last play, and that enables the player to get on the outside, and Louis then steps back, and there's a big hole that he's dived into.
So 3-1 England lead. Germany, certainly no pushovers at all. They played very, very well in this opening 9 minutes. Got themselves on the scoreboard. 7 metres away. That's final touch. As it comes to the right hand side, unfortunately can't be taken, and England will have possession once again.
They actually don't here, Jono. They've Germany went for a mid quickie, and just on the out they threw the ball, and then the far wing from England has just touched the ball. So Germany actually have a new set of 6.
Diving through was Ariane Guilmeish. They do keep hold of the ball though at the 7 metre. Back into the middle. Good patient build up from Germany. I think that may be a roll ball, is it? Germany keep possession.
So the referee's just penalised England for not walking forward. I think the Germans were 10-12 metres out, and the English didn't push out to go and get it. So I think next time if they go that far back, that they will try and go and get it. But the Germans will want to stay on the 7 metre line. It's an open side quick with a scoop.
Comes back into the middle. It seems that they're looking to try and work it out to the wings, doesn't it? It's
to start with, they're going from left to right. Now they're playing with the ball in the middle. So here's Germany at that 12 metre line. So England have just pushed them out.
And they've run out of touches.
Yeah,
good defence by England.
Yeah, absolutely. They stayed squared. No one was put under any pressure, and England are just going down. They're on their own 10 metre line already into the first touch. They look to be on second just before halfway.
So England make it to halfway, just over now. Bit of confusion there.
Oh, a bit of a hard touch. Was it a hard touch in my eyes? Probably not. I think Ben Grinter was a bit off balance, as we can see that here. Bit of confusion as the England players are sweeping on. Bit lackadaisical. It was a bad pass. Maybe it was the right call. Actually, we're looking back at it.
Well, Germany have the ball. So the move broke down for England. So Germany moved towards their sub box. England forcing them backwards though. Germany just struggling to get towards the halfway line on this drive. They're there now, but they're on final touch, and the pass isn't completed. Could have been an argument for a hard touch there, but England.
Yeah, I think they could have been, but it was last touch. The ball had been dropped as well. England did very well in midfield there. They only allowed the Germans to get to halfway in 5 touches, which obviously puts the Germans under pressure, and the English defence are quite chilled out. So they've got a set from halfway now. Can they look to try and get 2 attacking strikes off here? Louis with an open side quickie. He then steps back and just dots the ball down very casually.
That was so cool by Louis Triez. He kept his head, wasn't worried about the defenders advancing towards him, and just managed to dodge to the right hand side and put the ball
as
down.
we look at this replay, I think he thinks that when he steps back there'll be people there, and he goes, oh no, there's a big hole, and dots the ball down.
He had options out to his left as well. So Louis Triez with his second try of the game. England lead 4-1. Screaming the touches. That's the 5th touch.
Side quickie. Have they got an option?
And Germany have managed to draw the infringement, so they will have a fresh set of 6 by the looks of it.
Yeah, the referee's just called it. From his signal, he's saying that the English weren't walking forward. Now, it didn't look. Yeah, we'll just let the referee have that one. The English obviously weren't happy with it.
Lucas Vukovic driving through again. The touch was claimed. Germany think they've scored.
Germany do think they've scored, and the referee thought they scored as well. Let's have a look at the replay here just as we go on. So they do a quickie. Will Lupton never makes it onside, and the referee says play through.
So it is 4-2. So Lucas Makiewicz makes it 4-2, saying that the England player wasn't onside, so the touch doesn't count. So work for England to do here. They're certainly not having it all their own way at all. And Germany, of course, they've played, this is their third game on this pitch, so they're actually used to this environment as well. As it comes into the middle, this space out on the left, and that is a very, very good try.
Yeah, so that's a good score. It's a score that England have been doing quite a lot recently. If you watch the Ireland-England game today, and even this morning, they've already scored a couple like that. So they'll look to punish the link on the right, the near side, as we're looking at it. And instead of giving the ball back to number 5 Dom Tripp, they actually fire the ball out to Horatio, and he just gets on the outside and gives the ball into Charlie, who's dotted it down.
Charlie Thompson, his first try of the game, and that was good quick movement from England, but now they have to defend Germany from the tap off. Germany at 7 metre. This is keeping it alive, Germany, but the pass doesn't make it. But I think he's drawn the infringement.
Yeah, Germany have got a repeat set here because they've forced Vaughan Meredith to shut down the overlap, and there's an extra set of 6.
Mike Moller there. He's very pleased to get the fresh set of 6, as you probably saw from his reaction. Another patient build-up from Germany, but good touch there by Josh Henderson.
Yeah, just in a good defensive position, 4th touch. We'll see what the Germans can do for a 5th touch strike dump.
He's just run out of options, and again, good defence by England. If they're going to make changes, they need to get over to the right-hand side. They come over now. Fresh legs coming on. Good drive. Comes back into the middle. Triers again. Oh, great pass. And that is Adam Brimley who pops the ball down, and England goes 6-2 ahead.
Yeah, shout out to Adam Brimley for NQ Rebels here. He actually starts this drive in the attacking half. He then gets the ball back from a Louis Trey scoop to go through the link hole to dot that down.
It's a very easy game when it wants to, isn't it?
It's such a simple game. It's about getting on the outside and creating a 3-on-2, and then executing that 3-on-2.
So 2.5 minutes away from half time. I don't know if it's just me, but these games seem to be really flying on here.
Yeah, I mean, we're only 2.5 minutes to go until half time. I think the players will still be starting to feel it now. You can tell by the pace that England are probably running at that they're not going at 100%, probably keeping a bit in the tank, but the Germans will definitely be feeling the pace of this.
As England have the ball again they're starting from deep. That didn't stop them last time, as John Weston Stanley picks the ball up, comes back into the middle, almost overstepped, still kept alive though by England. Final touch on Louis Trey as he needs someone spare. Now did Shabadine get that down?
I think the referee's deliberating. I think as Louis Trey went in goal, the German number 7 said he made the touch. Did he get the ball away before that? No, but there is. Oh, I've got the replay here. He steps back, and I think he got the touch, but there was an offside potentially. That's why Louis had to step back. So that's why England have got a new set of 6, and they'll look to go a punish play here with Josh Henderson. I think he actually loses the ball there.
Comes back to his feet. There's no celebration, which suggests that it will go back to the 7-metre line. Indeed, it does. Treyes again. Treyes back to Champagne. Galaxy players working well in tandem as it comes out to the left-hand side, but it's well covered by Germany. It looked like there was a big gap opened up there.
Yeah, they actually had an overlap. The winger shut in. They put the ball down. Here's another punish play, and Louis Treyes just gets on the outside to Matt Sanderlat, who's just dotted the ball down.
So 7-2. That is what England would have wanted. So close to half-time. 10 seconds remaining, so Germany may get a chance of one drive from this tap-off. There is the hooter, and indeed half-time is blown, so Germany don't get a chance to have a drive from the tap-off, and it is England who lead 7-2. Here's the highlights from the first half.
Yeah, so England were dominant, but not as dominant as it would have been like. But the scoreline shows 7-2, and they have scored some good tries and got on the outside of Germany quite a few times here. But then the Germans have hit back with a few good scores of their own.
This one is good quick passing. That was a really good shoulder drop there by Horatio Price. His first German try was that.
Yeah, and this is that. I don't even think Vaughan slips on that one. I think he just misreads the ball and the player coming in from him. So it's a good score from the Germans.
Louis Treyes has
step back and dive.
Yeah, he's been everywhere in this first half, and that was the one where he just opened up.
Yeah,
really nicely for him.
I think he expected someone to be in front of him so he could pass the ball, but no one was there, so he put it down.
Germany. That was the second try where Will looked at offside, which meant the touch didn't count. And England come back. Charlie Thompson with that try. And this on final touch. Louis Treyes again, just getting the ball on the outside to Adam Brimley. And this was the final try just before the end of the half. Treyes going out to the left-hand side. And it was 7-2 England at the end of the first half. We're going to go back over to the studio. Ian is with Jordan.
Welcome back to the studio, everybody, and England leading the way 7-2. Perhaps not the biggest shock there, Jordan?
No, not at all. I mean, it started a little bit slow to begin with, a little bit of back and forth, and like you were saying before, you kind of expect that from a game so early in the day.
Yeah.
Germany were running fast, and they managed to get 2 scores, but I think both of them were, especially the first one, were from England's mistakes. England have looked quite composed at times. I won't say they look frantic at any point. They've not been able to go deep into their play, but like they kind of did against Ireland yesterday. They've been able to rest 2 of their more experienced players, Will Serracold and Max Howard. So no, I think England will be. You're never really fully happy. Because you expect so much of yourself in that team, but I think there's a lot to take from this.
It's a solid introduction into the days. And one thing I did notice in that match, and as an England international yourself, you'll be able to explain this to the viewers a little bit better. Both teams have been penalised for not walking forward. Explain that to us.
So once the ball goes into the 7 down here on line attack, England players have got. Once the ball is outside the 7. If the defence enter that 7-metre line, they've got to start advancing, especially if the German players have the ball in hand. So it was something that was picked up on yesterday in the England-Ireland game. It wasn't as close as it looked at yesterday, and that's just consistency across how the games are refereed. Obviously in this game we've got a different set of 3, a different team of refs. and they seem to be quite on it.
Yeah.
Whether they've been told yesterday, whether it was something that the referees were told, guys, we need to make sure we're looking at this. And you'll get that every so often. You'll get those days where hips aren't square in the roll ball and referees are letting that go, and then the day after the hot on it. It's little things like that you kind of have to quickly adjust to straight away, and that's just the nature of the game.
So England, you never like to assume, but they're in a good position to win this game, and they should win this game. What's the second half about for them? Can they take the foot off the gas a little bit, or is it a case of just getting everybody warmed up, ready for the day?
I think they can do. Whether they will do, I'm not too sure. I think they can probably get to a point, maybe the last 5 minutes or so, where they can do a little bit. It'll be in the parts of the games that are more in the midfield. So transition, their midfield D. Yeah, they can afford to take it off a little bit. I think for England now, it'll be about execution, fine-tuning those little things. So when we come to Saturday, they're at the top level that they can be. I don't think they're going to practice too much or reveal too much, but yeah.
Right, superb. Let's hand back to commentary teams. Game on.
Thanks, guys. Underway in the second half, and it's England who had the tap off. Diving through.
So that was Horatio Price just trying to get on the outside of the middle quickie, but it looks like the Germans weren't walking forward, so he gave the advantage, but no advantage came. So England have got a fresh set of 6 here. Again, they'll go for the 23 punishes they start with, and Will Lupton gets on the outside and dots that down.
Yes, I think he was quite clear to the referees that no touch had been made there.
Yeah, you can see him gesturing. He loves a good word to the referees as Will Lupton, and he's Robin Budd knows him very well and won't take any notice of him. He'll make his own decision.
John Weston Stanley with the pass to Will Lupton. Of course, Will Lupton on home soil.
Yes, Nottingham. Well, he's actually born and bred in Lincoln, but he's a Nottingham touch player. So he now lives in Nottingham, but he was born in Lincoln.
Germany, good drive this, and it dived through. I think the touch was made. It's Tumelo Peen, who we've seen in games before. He's a lively player for the Germans.
He's got a good footwork. He wants to get on the outside, so the Germans are going for a 32 touch. And he dives in, but the touch is made by Camille and Louis.
Comes out to the left hand side.
So the English have just driven them back a little bit, so they've now got a bit more space to play with. They go for a long.
Oh, that's a shame. It was a nice little bit of interplay there by the Germans as they tried to get something going.
Yeah, they got on the outside of Louis Trey's. They then cut back, but they couldn't make the overlap count here, so England have now got the ball.
There it goes again. So move towards the sub box. New players will come on. Just couldn't quite avoid the touch there as Brian Lay took it on. Ben Grinter has it now, pops it down. Now goes out to the right hand side. Grinter has touched his final touch.
Yeah, so that was a lovely little play. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the score there, but they've got a last play, so they'll see if they can keep the ball alive. They do on the overlap. And that looks like that was a forward pass there, so England will have to start their defensive set, and Germany will look to see if they can.
Yeah, forward pass given. I don't think there's any arguments there, really.
No. I think we all saw that from up here, that it went forward.
There it goes again. There's
England's midfield defence, we saw this yesterday against Ireland. They're very, very good. The fitness is impeccable. They're up and back. They're sending shooters when they need to. They're sending all full press when they need to. And it's fifth when Germany have not even got to halfway with their full set of 6.
And England almost started too quickly.
Well, yeah. Trying to get on with the game. Obviously, it's a fast pace. The quicker you play, the harder it is for the defence. And Ben Grinter just does a weird goose-steppy thing to get off.
Comes back into the middle. There's a space out on the right-hand side. It comes back into the middle though. Now at the 7-metre drop down. There's space on the left. But Horatio Price looking to go through himself, but was touched on the way through.
Good touch there by the German number 7.
And start again. Down now, there is space opening up. She's not to go to the right hand side, and that gives the ball back to Germany.
I think there's a bit of confusion there whether they were going to go for a short or the long. I think John Stanley wanted long, and he got it on the short, so he had to do a lot of work and couldn't get on the outside of the player he wanted to.
England have forced the error and have a fresh set of 6.
Again, the English defence is very good in midfield. You know, they're putting so much pressure on the Germans that the Germans got caught as a dummy half. You know, they go for another punish play, do they? No, they go for a long, and they've got the ball that's thrown to the winger, and Hanro gets the dot down there.
Great play out to the left hand side. Drop down.
Obviously, we're all looking at the passes and stuff from England here, but what wins them what gets them this touchdown is the midfield defence and stopping the Germans getting to halfway. It is relentless out there for the Germans. They're having to put so much effort in to just get to halfway, and then they have to go and defend because they've not got as far as they wanted to.
Yeah, it was.
But they've got an opportunity on the outside. Step back. Did he get it down? No, good.
Not given.
Good cover defence there. I think if one more pass, he would have been in.
Germany have certainly caused England a few problems in this game, and they have looked dangerous every time they've got to that 7-metre
Yeah,
line.
they have looked dangerous, but the English defence are just a little bit better on getting on the outside. It's more their defensive body shape. So if you just look at Louis Trez and how he made that last touch, he actually makes sure that he gets the outside of the attacker that he's made the touch on. He then covers that outside all the way until he makes it onside and doesn't change direction. That little nuance that you probably can't see, but if you start looking for it, it will really help the defence here. So the referee's saying that they're either not walking forward or offside, but the ball looked like it was in the 7-metre line. And when the ball is in the 7-metre, the defence don't have to actually walk forward; they can stop. So it's interesting to see what the referees are calling here. And the English defence are having to actually change what they need to do to ensure that they're not giving any penalties away.
Touch made there.
Again, we watched Louis Trez there as he made that touch from that quickie play. He just trailed the outside shoulder and he made sure that no one could get on the outside. Yeah, you might watch him here, or even Camille do it. That's probably not the best one to see. But
it's an interception.
Will Lupton go all the way? Yeah, he looks like he will.
He's going to sprint away, and Will Lupton is going to put the ball down from the interception on their own try line. Runs the length of the pitch, and Will Lupton makes it double figures for England.
He does, and what he does here is a very good defensive policy. As that quickie is made, he actually steps up off the line. You can see him stepping up off the line, and he gets in the passing channel, and that's why he gets the ball. So he's not there by accident. He works on being able to step back off and then off the defensive line and pops up quickly and gets in that passing channel, and the ball comes to him rather than him chasing the ball. So you look at Ben Grinter now, he gets on the outside from that quickie of the step back. The Germans have got the outside, they've got an overlap. If they give him the ball, he can score. Good scramble defence there by England, but good attack by Germany there as well.
Yeah, they created some holes there within the England defence, and they've not... We say they've got to the 7-metre line a lot, but they've not really created those holes for them to dive into, but they did there.
Yeah, they did there, and they were so close, but what England do very well is they're very, very compact in defence. They want you to throw, and the Germans don't want to throw the ball, so it's actually working against the German... attacking policy not to throw the ball. So the English know what the Germans are going to do and are trying to counteract that.
And England there, you see there was on final touch some great interpassing to try and just find that gap to get over the line. They didn't manage it, but it was a great passage of play.
Yeah, if you're looking to keep fifth touch alive because you've got no other strike dump, all you can do is look to keep the ball alive. So a few flicks, a few steps. I would say a lot of the time it doesn't come off, but it looks very good.
Germany have used their latest set of 6, so England have the ball again. Weston Stanley pops it down, comes over to the left hand side as changes are made once again. Weston Stanley picks it up again. Good drive by England. That's the 4th touch. Oh, now space opening up on the right hand side. Touch is claimed.
So we've coming back to the previous touch. The referee signalled that it was touch and pass, so that good play on the outside was counteracted by the referee calling a touch and pass.
So Germany do have the ball. It looked very nice and free flowing.
It looked great, but if the referee's called something, you might as well just put the ball on the floor. But they didn't know. So let's say it was really good, which it was.
Germany, good drive. Coming back over to this right hand side, but the England defence doing so well, and it caused the panic there.
It did, and you could see that panic in the German middle there. He had to throw the ball back towards his own sub box. It was a bit of a loopy pass, and they couldn't collect it in. So the English have got the ball just inside their own half at the moment. They won't worry about that. They think they can go full field and score from anywhere, so they'll look to do that now.
Back in, it's dumbed down.
Sammy Jones with the great footwork. Ben Grinter with the scoop. He gets into goal and he gets the ball over to the wing to dot that down. Hanro with the finish.
So another try for England. It's their 11th of the game. Still got 9 minutes to go.
And this is going to be the hardest part for Germany. They've fought for half an hour now, for 30 minutes. That they've been running their hearts out, and it's starting to get warm up out there as well. And as soon as the Germans give the ball up at halfway, it is going to be tough to stop this English team who know how to score.
Germany from the tap off, but once again that England defence really not giving them anything to aim at. They might do now, but the pass isn't on point, and England will have the ball back.
Yeah, England stayed very square there. The Germans got on the outside a bit, but they didn't actually turn the hips of the English defenders, which meant there was no overlaps. They all stayed very, very square.
England make a change. Oh, there's another slip out there. I do wonder if there is a bit of moisture on that.
Yeah,
pitch.
Probably. Still, game 1, day 3. It's probably drying up and a bit. Oh, it's a great ball by Louis Treyers.
And straight over to the right hand side where Vaughan Meredith pops it down, but that was all about the pass from Louis Treyers.
Yeah, so what the English do here, they've been scooping and they've been trying to scoop through to in goal. This time Louis Treyers steps back, he throws a passive line, so it means it goes backwards. So normally we would chop the hole and Adam Brimler would go straight through the hole. This time, because they've done that a couple of times, the ball goes a lot deeper, but if you get on the outside of the player that they want, the wing then has to shut in, and it's just a 2-on-1 complete.
Germany at the 7 metre again.
Open side quickie for Germany. Ball to ground, unfortunately.
Yeah, the England defence has really shut down in this second half. They've given Germany very, very little to aim at.
Yeah, absolutely. If I was the Germans, I would look to try and spread the ball a bit more, because the English, and here they go, they've got a fly option.
I'll have to come back inside, but they're keeping the ball alive. Final touch, and now there's space on the right hand side. Now, did he get it down in time? I think he did. Yes, he did.
The referee's turned his hand to the sky and has awarded the score for Matt Sanderlat there. Good keeping the ball alive. So it looks like England were about to score, but the German scramble defence got across. They then kept the ball alive. and Horatio Price went for an open side quickie, got the ball over to Matt Sandelat with a 3-on-2 cut out pass, and good finish. So another good score from England. But if we look at this German side, they are trying to get on the outside of the English. They're doing it very well, but at one point they feel like they're not getting on the outside. They don't commit the defenders. I would like them to see them run a bit harder and try and get on the outside of the English defence, whereas as soon as they compact everything, the English love that because that's how they defend. They're very, very compact. If they can get on the outside, they'll cause a few more issues, but at the moment they're not trying to do that, and that's causing them issues because it's playing towards the English defensive policy.
Yeah, the defence has been so good in this second half, as we've shown. Germany have quite easily got up to the 7-metre line, but once they get there, the defence is just closing in and just giving them absolutely nothing.
Yes. A bit of a belly flop there from Sam Jones, I would like to say. I don't think that was a hard touch. I think he got caught with the ball in a position that he didn't want to. I think he fell to ground, got the penalty, and England are not going to be stopped in that position currently.
This is relentless from England now. I think that's four tries in probably 3 minutes. Yeah,
probably four tries from 4 sets as well. Again, England just do a punish play. So the punish play so far, England have got on the outside of their link. This time the link pulls a really good corner to make sure that he doesn't get scored on the outside of. Josh Henderson just steps back and dives and gets the score.
So guys, again, as England have the ball back.
Bit unfortunately, I think John Western Stanley did put a hard touch in. The ball was dropped. If it wasn't, I think it probably should have been a penalty, especially if Sam Jones got a penalty the play before.
Oh, and now it comes out long. I think that will be forward, though.
Yeah, Hanro's caught this one, but he's had to run about a mile to get it. So yeah, absolutely forward. He celebrated though. Hanro celebrated when he put the ball down, but you don't. It's not American football. The ball's got to definitely go backwards.
I think when the pass starts from behind the try line and he's taken beyond the try line.
Sometimes those lines can be deceiving. You can throw the ball backwards and it can float forwards, but when it goes forward and always forwards, it's definitely a forward pass. Hanro didn't know that, and he caught it, dotted it down, celebrated, and then went,
Germany.
Oh, good hands by Germany. Here we go. Can they spread the ball? They've got the option. Oh, so that was the first time this half that Germany have actually looked to spread the ball. They've gone from right. They've taken on a few plays. They've cut the ball back inside, and maybe they should have gone with hands through 2 or 3 sets of hands to get to the other side instead of the big loopy pass. But that big loopy pass actually causes the English defence to turn and chase. I would like to see the Germans do that more.
It's England. Great speed again. There's Lou Treyes. Gets it over. And Adam Brimley.
So this is the same setup where Louis Trez comes in to scoop. Instead of stepping back like he's done last time to throw that passive line, he's actually stepped in and gone short side. He's created the overlap short side, and Adam Brimlow with another dive. Well, it was a stop, drop and roll really, wasn't it? It wasn't really a dive.
England have 15 and they've been quite relentless in this second half.
Yeah, I think England don't like being scored on. They conceded 2 in the first half, and that would hurt them. They don't want to concede at all. They pride themselves on their defence. So as soon as they get that opportunity to get those 2 back, they're going to take it, and they have been relentless in the second half. And like I say, the Germans have worked so hard that it just becomes a little bit easier when England are probably the fitter team as well.
And that's a good thing as well, because you're taking that frustration and using it in a positive way.
And as we say that, England dropped the ball for the first time probably in this half. That's probably the first real error that they've made. So they'll be okay with that. 1 error per half is probably what they look for. But coming back to your point on using the frustration in a good way. Touch, yes, we all see the skills. We all see how quick they run, how far they dive, and how far they can pass. But it's being able to do all of this under pressure and making sure that you're cool and calm. When you're not cool and calm, you can't do what you want to do, and that causes you issues. Can Germany got the ball down? Referees, we're going to have to. I think we're probably going to have a look at this one again, because both players are saying they made the touch. Referees taking a step back, and
so Germany have their third.
It'll be interesting to see if that one was actually a score. But you look at what touch is about. England made a mistake in their own half and they were punished. So we're looking to look at the replay here. Let's just see where the touch was made. Touch was made outside of the 7, so no one should be on the line. And it looks like everyone steps back. It was close. It was close. There can't have been an offside call, so the referee must have said the ball was down before the touch was made.
It's one of those where you need a super slow-mo camera.
Yeah, and you've got to trust that the referee's got a better vantage point than we do.
Louis has burst through, and it is another try, and I think that is a hat-trick for Louis Triez.
I think it is, and I think he's probably assisted more than he's actually scored as well. He's had a good game, and what he does here, he goes on the outside, he gets his defending player chasing out. He's got great footwork, he steps back and then he weaves his way between the two middles, and that is full time.
Yeah, so we've had the hooter, and it's an emphatic victory to open up the day for England, 16-3. But Germany played their part in that game.
They had opportunities, especially in that first half. They could have gone, they could have been a lot closer at half time. But overall, England will be very, very happy with that. A few things to build on, but I think they'll be very happy.
So, first game of the day, and it ends in a 16-3 victory for England in the men's open competition. Ben heads over to the studio very, very quickly, and we'll join Ian over in the studio.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the studio. Ben commentated on the game there.
Yes.